All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakak Radash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, my elder Herod as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men and women and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Kanaksa by Yasharallah for the Lions in the Yasharallah camp. And this is another Lions Den news and prophecy, man. It's a pretty good one, too. And the article reads, is Taiwan's foreign minister says China and Russia are supporting each other's expansionism. Okay? All right? So now you have NATO in America flexing their muscles, imposing their will, expanding from the west eastward, right? And so you got China and Russia like, you know what? We could do the same thing. You have China over there building artificial islands and using them as military bases, right over there in the international waters in the South China Sea or somewhere over there. Excuse me, right up the coast of Taiwan. So the tensions are getting very heavy, man. And these other nations are starting to flex their muscles like America's been flexing their muscles the whole time. You know? And this is a beautiful thing because what does this mean? This means we're closer to our salvation. Man, the Lord is shortening the days. Because if he didn't, there wouldn't even be any elect to be saved, roughly paraphrasing the scriptures, man. Right, it says, Russia and China are helping each other expand their territorial reach, and democracies must push back against authoritarian states that threaten their rights and sovereignty. Taiwan's outgoing foreign minister Joseph Wu said in an interview with the Associated Press. So that's the subject matter of this lesson, man. Lord willing, this lesson to edify and serve the purpose for the hope and light for the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. So what does all this mean? All right. So Russia and China are joining together, right? You see, you have the annexation of Ukraine, which is happening right now. What's about to happen is the annexation of Taiwan, right? So that means Russia and China are expanding, right? Russia's trying to turn back into the old Soviet Union, right? And the People's Republic of China is trying to annex their people back. Because guess what? Taiwanese people are Chinese people. All right? It was because Esau that they're separated, right? And why is this all coming about? Because of the will of Yahweh by Shem Shai. All right? It says his comments came as Russian President Vladimir Putin was on a visit to China amid Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. All right, you see that? So while a war is going on in Ukraine, the president of Russia takes a trip to go to China to see Xi Jinping. What does that tell you? You know, don't think they're not going to talk about what's going on. Yeah, they are going to talk about it. You know, they are going to talk about the whole thing that's going on with Russia and Ukraine. It says his comments came as Russian President Vladimir Putin was on a visit to China amid Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. Putin and Chinese leader Xi Jinping reaffirmed their no-limit partnership as both countries face rising tensions with the West. They have a common enemy. And that common enemy that both countries have, it's not that there's so much in agreement with each other, but their common enemy they hate so much that they will set aside all differences just to be on one accord to deal with their common enemy, which is the United States and NATO, which is mainly Esau. Well, Russia's a part of Esau too, but you know, it says Wu called on Democrats to align in countering Russia's and China's military assertiveness in Europe, the South China Sea, and beyond. China threatened to invade Taiwan, a self-ruled democracy that is claimed as its own territory, but the influence came from the United States and NATO. That's the only reason. Because guess what? America's like the deaf adder that stoppeth the ear, whispering in the ear of the Taiwanese people, that telling them that they can give them a better life if they just go conform to them and not deal with China. It says so. So that's the confusion right there. The same thing with North and South Korea. That's probably what you're going to see next. Ukrainian people are really Russian, right? You see that feud going on right now. Now you see the turmoil mixing up between Taiwan and China. They're really Chinese. Maybe possibly next, North Korea and South Korea. Can think about it. Taiwan is not necessarily U.S. territory, but U.S. is helping them out. Ukraine, U.S. is helping them out. South Korea, U.S. is helping them out. It's gonna have to help them out. You got Iran and Israel going to war right now. Who is helping them out? United States. This is all a trap for Babylon the Great, man. And Yahweh Shema Shai is setting it up. Right? It says it says Putin's visit to Beijing is an example of two big authoritarian countries supporting each other, working together with each other, supporting each other's expansionism, he said. In particular, Wu called on Western powers to continue to support Ukraine in its fight against Russia, to send a message that democracies will defend one another. Right. And that's the message that NATO was trying to push. Like you deal with you go against one, you go against all NATO allied countries. All right, so we're witnessing a all-out war between the whole world. We're witnessing World War III transpire right now. Like, it's been a proxy war going on for years, but now it's going to be like everybody's going to have to come to the forefront. It's going to get to the point where they're not going to no longer be able to use any proxy nation. Everybody's going to have to come to the forefront. It says in particular, Wu called on Western powers to continue to support Ukraine in its fight against Russia, to send a message that democracy will defend one another. If Ukraine is defeated at the end, I think China is going to get inspired, and they might take even more ambitious steps in expanding their power in the Indo-Pacific, and it will be disastrous for the international community, Wu said. All right, so China and Russia are a threat to what America and NATO is trying to set up. But eventually, for the money part, like dealing with the MOTB, they're all going to go conform to that. But as far as who's going to control world economics, that's where, like, the whole system of the MOTB, all these nations are in accord with it. But America has been ruling so long, dealing with the old world order, right? The fight is who is going to be the front runner of this new world order that's to come. All right. So it's not like Russia and China are fighting against what the beast is trying to do. They're already conformed with it. Shit. China was the first one to really do it. China already has a smart city. So this is all about who has the bragging rights to be the front runner, because they're tired of America leading the charge now. It's time for somebody else to take the place. And that's going to happen. All right. It says, Wu said joint military drills between China and Russia in the region raised tensions in Japan, all right, and other neighboring countries. We also criticized Beijing's strategy of pushing security agreements with nations such as Solomon's Island and former Taiwan diplomatic ally, and increased military presence across Asia and Africa. Wu said Taipei is committed to continuing a policy of maintaining peace and the status quo in relations with Beijing, as the island prepares to integrate its new president, Li Ching-te, on Monday. But that was the one that was appointed by you-know-who. It said China claims Taiwan as its own territory to be retaken by force if necessary, and maintains military and economic pressure on the islands by sending warships and military vessels near it almost daily. China and Taiwan have had separate governments since the Nationalist Party, or I don't even know how to say that word, retaliated to the island after losing a civil war to the Communist Party in 1949. So they were all one people at one point in time, you know. But the separation came from who? United States of America and NATO. It says, we don't provoke the other side of Taiwan Strait, and we don't bow to the presence, Wu said. But at the same time, the policy approach from Taiwan is that we keep our door open for any kind of contact, dialogues, or negotiation in between the two sides in a peaceful manner, and the door will remain open. China ain't coming in peace because they know ain't no peace dealing with America. All right, so he added Beijing is trying to change the status quo with Taiwan through a series of actions, including by ramping up military presence, conducting information warfare, and introducing new flight routes along the median line of the Taiwan Strait, an informal demarcation zone. Wu said security pacts like those between U.S., Australia, and Japan, and the new AUKUS partnership between Australia, Britain, and the United States serve to deter China from being even more aggressive in the region. They're not going to be able to deter China because guess what? This is all being done by Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, let's go to this quick couple scriptures real quick. All right, this is Jeremiah 50:9. It says, "Below, I will rise up against. I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall see themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain." Now, what does that mean? Who was that north country? That's talking about Russia. And assembly of nations are going to come with them. What is that in line with? Ezekiel 38. Right? So Russia is the bear that's going to be equipped enough to take down Babylon the Great and to fight against NATO. And you're going to have China and the BRICS nations right along with them. This is what we're witnessing happening right now. This is what's being set up by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. This means that we're even closer to our captivity. You know, when these missiles start shooting off and war all hell breaks loose, it's going to be a lot of people around here in sorrow, running from fear. Not to say that the elect are not going to have some sort of fear, but they're going to have. It's going to be a kind of sort of a counterbalance, because even with the fear that we're going to have some sort of comfort, because we've been speaking of these things for years, and we've been believing in these things for years. We've been believing in these things to come to pass before we even knew about it, because it was in our spirit. You know, now we've come to acknowledgement of it by having our eyes open to the truth. You know what I'm saying? We understand why we don't fit in. We look for these things to happen, but at the end of the day, we're still human, and the flesh can try to get in the way sometimes. So there's going to be some emotional, you know what I'm saying, stress behind it. But you know what? That's going to all be believed by Yahweh by Shem Yahshai through His Word. So we look forward to these things to come to pass. We look forward to these things happening in the earth, man, because Yahweh by Shem Yahshai put it in our spirit to speak of these things before it even happened. You know, just like how He made Moses a god in front of the Pharaoh. Yahweh Shema Shai is going to make us the same way in front of these devils, man. Even the king of Babylon. All right, Lord willing, this lesson edify and serve his purpose without like Sekah, Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Harakak Wadash, Ma'amath. Double honor to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth to sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men and women and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.